Welcome back. I'm Susan Hendricks. You're watching HLN. Our top story, we may never know the truth about what happened to missing Utah mom Susan Powell. Police say are questions surrounding that. Tonight on Nancy Grace, a former friend of Susan and Josh Powell, Michelle Areno, says she watched Josh's behavior change over time. Don't miss it tonight, 8 p.m., only on Nancy Grace. After months of chaos and fighting in Syria, the U.S. has closed its embassy in Damascus. It says all U.S. citizens should leave the country immediately. PETA is taking SeaWorld to court today, claiming the killer whales at their parks are being held as slaves. PETA filed a lawsuit on behalf. It was a tale of two fan bases last night after the Giants won the Super Bowl. You know, it seems like it wouldn't be a Super Bowl without a scandalous halftime show. So much for that. Earlier, Rochelle Carey spoke with Nichelle Turner about MIA and the gesture that today everyone's talking about. And guess what? This afternoon, we have the one and only, the winning quarterback. There was a lot of shouting at a school meeting in upstate New York. Worried a stomach virus has sickened about 700 people on 3 different cruise ships. Princess says it is working with the CDC now to find out what caused that. A third outbreak on a Royal Caribbean ship affected about 200 people. Some of them were quarantined when they returned to New Orleans. The CDC is now also working with the Royal Caribbean to investigate how the outbreak was started to begin with. Mitt Romney returns to the front of the GOP pack after winning the caucuses in Nevada this weekend. Newt Gingrich came in second, getting about half the votes that Romney got. Romney is keeping his sights on President Obama. Now, tomorrow, there are caucuses in Colorado and Minnesota and a non-binding primary in Missouri. Mitt Romney is slipping in the polls, though, when it comes to a general election map-up. According to a new Washington Post ABC News poll, President Obama would beat Romney 51-45. Earlier polls showed a much tighter race. People also said they think the president has a better understanding of the country's economic problems. Coming up, 2 teachers at one elementary school charged with horrific acts. We have this just in. We're getting word that country star Randy Travis was arrested for public intoxication. He was taken into custody shortly after midnight. There is growing anger and frustration at a community in upstate New York where more than a dozen teenage girls are suffering from twitching, Tourette-like symptoms. We've been all over. Dr. Drew has been all over this medical mystery since the story broke. Tonight, Dr. Drew will sit down with some of the parents and the kids affected by this baffling condition. Watch it. Dr. Drew tonight, 9 Eastern, right here on HLN. We have also been reporting on a horrific story out of an elementary school out of Los Angeles. 2 teachers accused of lewd acts with children in the classroom. How are the school and the parents reacting to this? A second arrest. Casey Wine is in Los Angeles. A couple and their son were finally found in Oregon yesterday, 6 days after getting lost. Dale Doherty says all of us are makers. We don't just live, we make. The founder of Make Magazine says we have become too focused on being consumers. He says it's time we go back to making. That is Saturday, February 12th at 2 p.m. on CNN. Already looking ahead to that spring or summer vacation, did you know that when it comes to getting the best deals on airline tickets, timing is everything when you're buying them? HLN money expert Clark Howard tells you how to save money on your next trip. President Bill Clinton is pushing to get more arts in schools in his home state. Plus program is also in schools in North Carolina and Oklahoma. The parents of missing mom Susan Powell